Hey. Hello everybody. Welcome to Angie Blog. I hope you're doing well. So this message today is going to be Columbia channel message that I got while I was meditating and in my prayers of the afternoon. Today is day 6 of Ramadan. And I know I don't want to hear it. I already heard it already with a Christian evangelist, very Zionist community. I don't care about your, I don't care. I don't care about your opinions. I don't care that you think that me doing Ramadan is just a form of some type of, like, you always find something to demonize, right? Always. So I don't care. I know it's like, oh, this says it on the Bible, that you shouldn't be telling people that you're fasting. This is why Ramadan people, Muslim, whatever, are satanic, whatever. Yes, actually, I find it very interesting that every time I tell them that I am doing Ramadan, they're actually very, very respectful. They respect the boundary. They know that I'm not drinking water, that I'm not eating. So there's a lot of respect, and I really appreciate those who actually understand, right? And also they understand that the whole not posting content or anything like that, not just for me, but for other people who are watching my channel or are connected to me somehow, somewhere. So I really appreciate those people who have compassion, empathy, and are in this energy of liberation, right? Because anyways, I do have a lot of videos to confirm a lot of the things that this message is about. So if you landed here, this message is for y'all. All these messages are for educational purposes and, news journalists, as everything is being, kind of censored and dampened down. But then again, this message also is to explain that absolutely why they're doing it. I mean, if you've been following me here, subscribe here for a long time, then you already know why they're doing it, right? Especially since you're way back when we started climate change activism here, mixing it with energy and looking into the energy. We found a lot of truth, and most of the stuff came to pass, right? So a lot of prophetic messages is in the making now, right? Some will have some prophesied that it will be in the next couple years or so. Again, it's all divine timing, God's timing. But today we have a message. Oh, that fell off. What's this? Yeah, this is San Joseph and baby Jesus. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think you can see it. But it's in one of my thing fell off. Okay. That's cool. Oh. All right. I guess he wants to pee. Yep. Okay. Put it under this. That's cool. Thank you, San Joseph. Joseph, he was the how do you say, stepfather of Jesus. And very lovely energy. I know Saint Joseph Oratoire here in Montreal is one of my favorite places. I know the Saint Andre dedicated Saint Joseph he was very worshiping Saint Joseph. So, and a lot of miracles happened to Saint Andre. Yeah, anyways, I don't want to get distracted. The message is very clearly today, because he wants you guys to pay attention. Not only he's going to be speaking to you through other prophets, other messengers, other people, okay, other content creators, okay, especially those who are in the right side of history, okay. He really asking a lot of y'all to focus. So a lot of you, I will recommend, especially if you're one of those people who are doing Ramadan, not necessarily you have to be Muslim, or if you are, it doesn't matter. At this point, the Ramadan is for everyone at this point. He's not focusing on like, okay, you have to be Muslim to do this. This is for non-Muslim as well. Focus more on non-Muslim, because Muslim people, they do this on a yearly basis, right? They're used to having this really strong discernment, really strong connection to Allah, God, right? And this is why they are most of them who are in the right side of history, doing the right thing, not doing stuff for clout and stuff like that. But those who are really in the situation that they're at in Palestine, Congo, Sudan, and Yemen, these are chosen, right? So God has been preparing them for this situation. So this is why a lot of people cannot survive what they're surviving right now, or they're trying, you know what I'm saying? Again, a lot of us, our job is to debunk a lot of misinformation and propaganda, and also understand why they're doing it, especially because we are a threat to the status quo, the capitalist, imperialist, and the 40, 100 something billionaires, right? So we have to be aware of that a lot of you think, oh, they wouldn't pay attention to us, we're just a number, right? I'm telling you right now, if you're someone who has a voice, you have a platform, or you planning to have a platform, because they do that too. They check whoever wants to get out of the metrics or stuff like that. Like, they can predict. They have their little psychics too of the dark world, the dark energy, okay? These are most of the people who are also involved in the IOF, all that bullshit, kakalaka, okay? The APAC, all the ones in Canada, all of them, okay? So let's keep it real. Let's keep it focused, stay woke, okay? That's what it means to stay woke, is to know that the much higher up, they are intimidated by you. And another thing, someone said it recently, and I'm so glad, this beautiful, as always, Linda Tarot, she says it. She said the main job of Satan is for you guys to believe that it doesn't exist. It's in the Bible, it's in the Quran, it's in except the Torah. How interesting. Apparently they don't believe in that energy. The energy doesn't exist, which is interesting, that how convenient that it doesn't. I know for a lot of Jews right now, they're like, oh yeah, we know it exists now. We know it exists. And now they're recognizing the Son of God, Jesus Christ, in the name, glory be to God. It is necessary. We are a spirit here, having a human spirit, and this is Earth School. Do not forget that. Other than that, let's dive right in. Thank you so much, guys, for your likes, your comments, your share, and subscribes. It does help the channel. It does help beat the algorithm. It does help us around here, especially we are heavily censored and suppressed because of the fact of and I go through a lot for giving you guys these messages, okay? But it's okay. God, I know God protects me, okay? And also, I understand why now it's kind of like a coverage, extra protection while I'm doing this Ramadan, because it's just a lot. Yeah, we're going against people that have a lot of money, right? And they have the means to pay very intense dark witches, warlocks, okay, in the background. They pay a lot for it. They have other people. You know how Satan works, right? He has sons and daughters in different ways, and then they also work for that. So he's a weak ass spirit. He's coward. He needs to use other people because he cannot get to you. Remember that the devil is scared of y'all, especially when you're in your purpose, when you're in your north node, when you're confident, when you're fearless. Oof. That's when you start that too. When you love God, when you're disciplined, okay, when you have the relationship, that's where the attacks is even more. That's where when you start feeling the real spiritual warfare, that means you're in the battle. You're in, okay? Some days we have breaks, some days we not. Like for at this point, a lot of us, 5-minute break maybe, not much. It's mostly heavy prayers, heavy calling representative, or sending emails, or sharing content reposts, or like me, like I have to pay attention to what kind of messages, like I'm constantly, and this is why I do a lot of meditation in the mornings now I have to do it before I start the Ramadan time. So I have to eat before Ramadan, before it starts, before the sun rises. So now it's a little more challenging, but I'm up for the challenge. Okay, I'm good. It's good. But I'm learning a lot. There's a lot of learning in terms of not only in the shadow and inside, controlling my inner demons, because I'm not perfect, and none of us are. This is another thing where this is so good to do, because you're starving the ego, you're building self-control, and you also are noticing that your boundaries gets a little bit stronger, and a lot of people you see that actually respect that. So that's another thing that I'm saying, like, okay, so I see that Christian evangelists don't want to tell people that they're doing the fasting. I understand, but now I'm seeing that through Ramadan, if I tell people, I'm not doing it because I want them to feel bad for me or something like that. No, I'm actually telling because it actually feels, how do I say, good that I tell them that kind of boundary. For example, like they don't ask me for, oh, you want water, you want juice, or you know, if they're eating, if they want to go eat and stuff like that, like I don't at a certain time, like they know now, so I don't have to constantly tell people my boundaries. So in a way, I'm learning that it's okay to tell certain people, especially spiritually, you know, people that get you, they're your most closest one, so that way they understand. Like even my daughters now, like when I go to, like when we get to here, we, yeah, like they're like, okay, mommy, you're ready to eat, is that the sun is there's a sunset, you know. Now they know that a sunset mommy eats, and that's fine, you know. There's no problem with that, you know. And also that too is like, it's a really good, it's so far it's a good experience. Also it's a humbling experience, because not only is like my heart is being shattered even more, like the more I see what's going on, and also that too, the massacres that's happening right now, it's just, but then again, this is where we're going, okay? But okay, let me not get distracted. But that's what I wanted to say, that those who are doing this fasting, and doesn't have to be Ramadan. A lot of y'all, like God has told you to do a different fasting, like 3-day dry fast or a juice fast. It doesn't have to, it's just, this is for people who are into doing this. But even those who haven't even, like, you come across this and you're like, okay, well, I don't know what, like, you know, should I do fasting? Should I not? Depends. Like, you know, listen to God. I always, all my message, I always tell you guys, confirm it with God. God will have confirmed it to you already before you got here. Same thing with the messages that I got to post here, to share here, which are going to be in the description below. Make sure you guys follow, you like the videos, you share the videos, okay? And if you feel that your intuition is telling you to post it on your platform, please do so, okay? That's how we're going to beat the misinformation wall. They're trying to suppress and censor. This is something that they're not, you know, so we're going to go above the situation, okay? But this is why I'm going today. This message is to explain why this is happening, okay? But first of all, he's advising very heavily to every morning, if you can, read Psalm 91, Psalm 109, Psalm 54, and 34, either in the morning, during the day, or in nighttime. And I feel like this is something that it's not just, I think it's every time you're starting a fasting, or when you're going through your fasting, or when you're done your fasting time. Like, this is protection, okay? A lot of you're experiencing, so I could be speaking with content creators, not necessarily, maybe you are a protester, maybe you're an activist, humanitarian, you are a psychic, clairvoyant, people who are speaking the truth on a constant basis. Truth, justice, and clarity, that's my energy. That's the vibration, one of the vibrations that I'm at, which is why a lot of people don't vibrate with me, but that's okay. That's cool. But make sure you like the video so other people can find it too, okay? And share as well. So that helps too, okay? I also want to say thank you to those who have donated to the Operation Olive Tree branch. Is going to be in the description below. There's a list, a Google list of all the GoFundMe for each individual in Gaza. Those who have helped financially, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, okay? And they appreciate it too. There's more in, if you look at my link tree on my Instagram as well, there's Yemen, there's Congo, there's Sudan that you can donate as well. You can share the donation if you're not able to donate. That's fine. Sharing does work. Anybody of your community see that in your story or see that in your post or something like that, they're going to take action. I've been seeing it nonstop in my community, okay? Because all of us, we don't know what kind of financial situation any of those people that we have encountered in our life, especially me. I've been around certain communities and people that are very influential and stuff like that. So I know they don't really, I know you silence not good, violence, but I know that financially they have contributed. So that's not for me to judge. That's between them and God. That's it, okay? They know what they have to do. A lot of other people have share, and that's good. That's fine. If you're not able, if you can, just share it, okay? Repost it, put it in your post. Like, that's the easiest way to help someone. Like their content, make sure, because that way you also help the content creators to continue going as well, okay? Remember that. All right, so okay, let me show you a couple. This is what he wants to show you.
Israeli occupational forces recently committed another massacre in Gaza, opening fire on a crowd of Palestinians that were trying to get humanitarian aid. This massacre, one of many that we've seen across the Gaza Strip, killed at least 21 Palestinians while injuring more than 150 after Israeli occupational forces opened fire on a group of thousands of people. This is the latest in a string of massacres that we have seen perpetrated by Israeli occupational forces against Palestinians who are simply trying to get food and other aid as a result of a famine that has been manufactured by Israeli occupational forces. And as Al Jazeera points out, at this point, we have seen 400 people at least killed in such attacks, with that number growing seemingly by the day. And I really want to add some context here real quick. Recently, there was a massacre of over 100 Palestinians who were just trying to get flour when Israeli occupational forces opened fire on them and in some instances literally ran them over, right? We dubbed that the Flour Massacre. That was a major event. And at this rate, we are now seeing a flour massacre happening over and over and over again, to the point in which when that term is used, we have to ask which one. What we are seeing is the systematic targeting of aid distribution areas, right? Israeli occupational forces literally turning these areas into firing ranges, hunting Palestinians down as they are trying to get food and other basic necessities. And these flour massacres are only one of many different sorts of atrocities that are being committed by Israeli occupational forces in the midst of their ongoing genocide in the Gaza Strip. We are watching Israeli occupational forces invade a concentration camp and slaughter as many people as they possibly can, and those they are not killing, they are systematically starving to death. That needs to be noted because there are more than 2 million Palestinians currently within this concentration camp, with half of them being under the age of 18. And though the Israeli military and the Israeli government continue to claim that they are acting in self-defense in Gaza, it is clear through massacres like this that what they are doing is nothing of the sort. We are watching a genocide before our very eyes, a genocide that at this point has led to the death of more than 30,000 Palestinians, including more than 13,000 children, the injury of over 70,000, and the mass displacement of over 2 million. That is the reality, the cruel, twisted reality of Zionist settler colonialism in historic Palestine. Something I think that is really worth thinking about. But yeah, as always, free Palestine. Assalamu alaikum. Until next time.
All right, that was James. Make sure you follow him on Instagram and also TikTok. No, he's also, I found him on TikTok, sorry. But I think he might be have Instagram, I know. His video is going to be in the description below if you would like to educate other people, if you need something. But Father God is proud of him for using specific words that he actually has been telling us, all of us, most of the time when we connect with him, when we're in our prayers, especially when we're fasting, okay? You also, some of you might feel this like knots, like you probably had like knots or some kind of knots within yourself, within your soul, and then while you're doing this, also praying for other people, praying for a permanent ceasefire, stop this genocide, educating yourself with Congo and Sudan, and also to stop their genocide and all this stuff that is going on. I'm going to show you another video of what's going on in Ecuador, something that it's going on happening, but I'm going to show you a video soon. But before that, he wants you to pay attention to what James did, okay? He was strategically, he knows he's using his intuition here, and I think a lot of masculine, they don't want me to tell you this because this is part of the ritual as well. I will attach this also. We're going to do some astrology updates so I can actually show you in the energy how everything that is unfolding right now in the physical for you guys are seeing, and whatever is going on in the world, it's actually it's connected to planetary movement as well, okay, astrologically, all right? Especially when we're tapping into we're going into the energy of Libra energy, and also we're tapping into Aries as well, and then there's Mercury shadow period as well. So but one thing he kept saying was that all of this is, he kept showing me desensitized and forgetful and ignore, and then and he kept showing ignore and then apathy on the side. So remember that I showed you guys when we started this, I was showing you guys the different ways that people, I'm gonna try to find that video, I need to find it, but I was showing you guys that whenever someone's people or multiple people or communities, this could be at this point we're talking on a much higher level, much more ancient rituals that they're using. Again, this is very demonic and satanic, and we rebuke it in the name of Jesus. We have to rebuke this, okay? We have to cancel and delete. We have to constantly pray against this. You have to pray against this, okay? Call on your archangels, call your whoever, your divine beings, your connect to source. Meditation also breaks a lot of hexes and curses, especially a lot of you who are unaware, who are still asleep, who don't know, like, oh, they will never do that. Oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. Okay. Once stuff start happening to you, then we start to care, right? But we're telling you that this is happening to other people. So a lot of you are like, oh, well, it's not my problem. No, this is everybody's problem. Everyone. What's going on in Gaza, Rafah, and all eyes in Rafah right now, because this port making and constructing it just cannot happen. This is also colonialism 101 right now happening, and we have live, like we can see it. We're literally witnessing it, and we all have to do something about this, okay? We cannot let this continue. This has to be in that too. Recently, this happened.
حرام طلع هذا مش منزه هذا بنوديه كله للكبار السن والاطفال هذا ايش هذا حرام والله عمي بنوزع وبنسلم بمبز للناس وطحين ومعكرونه وشويه اغراض بنسلم للناس وما بنشوف الا غير فجاه الصواريخ نزلت علينا هنا. احنا مؤسسة دولية، يعني احنا على كل هذا عشان الناس، لو بطلنا نروح ننام في دورنا ليل نهار في الشغل، ليل نهار في الشغل عشان خدمة اللاجئين. يعني قالوا جابونا هذه كله احنا في مقر يعني محمي دوليا مفهومه هذه، كيف طيران احتلال هيك بيجي يقصف مكان زي هذا؟ احنا ناس محميه، الناس عزل احنا، يعني احنا جايين نسلم النازحين هنا، جايين نسلم النازحين، جاي في ناس من الشمال من الكل جايين نسلم، يعني هذا مقر الامم المتحده لازم يكون هنا في حمايه له، احنا مفترض احنا شغالين هنا.
Now, you aware? Now you know that's what's going on. Yes. It's not a conspiracy theory. This is real stuff. This is real life. People are going through this. They're literally doing this. Okay? Let me explain why. This is what God wants you to know. This is why awareness and the truth is the antidote to any propaganda, any lies that comes from, because they are expert pathological liars. Zionists are expert pathological liar. Also, they are covering themselves with being Jewish, but they're not. Their cult, their God is Satan. Yes. Yes, it is. This is why they're doing demonic satanic rituals, that they think that we spiritual people, this is why our content also, when we are tap in, especially those, you don't have to be too spiritual. You just have to have a strong ass intuition and discernment like crazy, right? Okay. So, but others of us who have that gift or comprehend or mediumship and, you know, we can tap into the energy. A lot of us, we have to be in that really intense vibration, and I can't go too deep with that because people will think that is too much. But I mean, I feel like whatever we're seeing right now, it's a lot. But a lot of us, we do have access to the underworld, right? A world where, yeah. Anyways, there is separation, he says. Separation, there's throat chakra block, there's stagnation. So a lot of us, so we don't take actions. Like, for example, today I was like really like, no, like I'd rather do other things, but it's like I have to like push myself, okay? The throat chakra blockage, okay? So a lot of us, if we are not drinking water, how hard it is to, you know, take away the block of the water. So that's what you have to pray against it, okay? Especially during this time that you're supposed to be speaking and taking action, okay? Especially those who are advocate, humanitarian, like this is your mission. Don't stop. You are a light worker, okay? Whether you're spiritual or whatever you want to call yourself, even people who are atheists. I still think that people are not completely atheists because you just can't, because you know there's a God who created you, right? So you were created by a robot? Right? Let go of the apathy. It doesn't work, okay? And that's the main one. The three main ones that they're using with The massacres, okay, that's what I'm getting at, okay? There's fears and doubts, so people to stay stuck in anxiety, depression, blame, mind manipulation, mind control. But also this is for people who have a weak mind, that this might affect with, like, having suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. It says in the Bible, a couple of prophets went through that. I think it's Job that went through that. Like, he wanted to, he never went through it because, he knew God got him and stuff. But a lot of prophets went through a lot of that, okay? So don't think that you're alone in this, and no, you're not crazy. Don't let them make you crazy. We live in a capitalist system that is trying to play the victim while they're massacring, oppressing people, abusing people, gaslighting people for speaking up about their constant abuse and oppression, but also, constant punishment, collective punishment kind of thing, okay? But this is, God wants to confirm it to all of you, okay? This is something that you are not crazy. They are doing this in the background, okay? Okay, so Sisti, there was another massacre. That's the one that we were talking, the Sisti murder and 160 wounded. The other one was 21 murder. So the numbers make, you have to pay attention to the numbers, okay? God speak with numbers or any type of way. So pay attention to the numbers. The numbers for them matters as well, okay? Yeah. But not for the way that you're thinking. But the three main things that he wants you to remember is that they want people to stay desensitized, which is why there's this constant distraction. There's this constant, like, oversensitive, overload, constantly, you know what I'm saying? Forgetful. So they basically forget what just happened, all the murder, all the things, like, but that's what I'm saying. We will never forget, okay? This is why most of the people in the coming years, whoever is doing this stuff, you will experience Alzheimer and dementia on an earlier age. Just FYI. And yes, this is actually to the billionaires who are paying for it. So those who are paying, those who are doing the rituals, and those who are participating in the rituals, and those who are getting paid by those people doing those rituals. So yes, politicians, you are not exempt from this. Yes, boo. I'm not boasting about it, but I'm just like, this full moon in March 25th on the Libra energy that you're already expecting to do this ritual. So a lot of you started earlier, right? This is why you're trying to hurry up, make the port and kill as much people as you can, massacre. That's your warlock and witchcraft, witches, dark witches telling you, right? We are catching up to you, boo. And we're also seeing the dreams that we're having, we're seeing it clearly. So a lot of us, you have direct access during the night and during the morning when you wake up in the middle of the morning before you start your fasting. Don't let people make you feel crazy. Talk to a therapist. Talk to God. God is a bad therapist for this, okay? Especially if you're seeing the atrocities, you're seeing the ritual. For me, this is not new. I'm an old soul, so I've seen this in many past life, in Egypt time, and other time, in Atlantis time. I've seen it all. So this stuff that is going on right now, it's actually worse in the spiritual realm, okay? We think that what we're seeing on social media and stuff like that, that's gruesome. It's actually worse in the spiritual realm, okay? Not that I'm not degrading that, because that is horrendous what's going on, and the killing the babies and stuff like that. Where, again, children are the highest vibration on this planet. They matter a lot. This is why Satan can stand children. This is why we are here to protect children. So when we're not doing this type of work, when we're silent, we actually are complicit and collaborating with the enemy. This is why I'm telling you, silence is not going to cover you. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help anybody. Okay? I will talk about that a little bit in the end, because we need to talk about that. All right? But one thing he wants you guys to remember, it says the IOF Apache helicopters plus drone open fire on them, on the people who went to get the flour. Okay, so something about flour could be significant. They're using the flour. Flour is food, is grounding, is the white powder, so purity. They need to have this powder to it's some type, I don't know any details. Those of y'all who can't go much deeper, because I don't look into that stuff. There is, I also saw Ouija boards, so they're using Ouija boards as well. They're calling some serious demonic, like really ancient ones, okay? It's weird because they're attacking them now. They're going after them because this is not working. They cannot, especially the more awareness. That's what he wants you guys to remember. The more aware, the more educated we are, the more we see what's going on. This is why the government and politicians make sure, this is why they want to buy TikTok. This is why they want to try to ban it, okay? Because the more aware you are, the more educated you are about what's going on, the more the spell and curses breaks off. Get it? So they don't really control the narrative. God does. So when we are doing the work that we're supposed to be doing, this type of work, even if it makes us uncomfortable, this is also, we're kind of like generational curse breakers. So all of us who are posting, reposting, creating content, using any type of way that you can to help out. You're also, using, for a lot of you who have the finances, you send eSIMs, okay? If you need the link, it's going to be in the description below and the instructions on how to do it. The video before this is also, there's a guy who explains how to do it, how to donate eSIMs, so people in Gaza are able to send those videos. We continue posting, because it is creating the awareness is the antidote. Journalism is the antidote of their curse and hexes that they're doing in the background, and then also trying to hide it and suppress and censor the content, but it's not working. It will never work. God is all over this. Do you understand? So this is why they don't understand. They're going bogus. Like, how can we make them more fearful? How can we make them more doubtful? Kill more people? Like, that's their mentality. That's how psychotic they are. These people need to be in mental institutions. Okay? Don't let them gaslight you. They know exactly what they're doing. And we also know it too. And now you know. Okay? Welcome to being woke. I should call this maybe another podcast like this, because for real. This is what it means to be woke. Yes, it's hard. The truth hurts, and I've been trying to make it in a way that it's sweet as honey, the truth. But unfortunately, we don't live in a sweet and honey world. We live in a very evil and dark and sinister and vile things that they're doing. And I'm supposed to show you just respectfully to also the Palestinians, okay? Because that's also important in the Congo and the Sudan, and give the right information and education, and that's why we constantly have to connect with God, so he discerns our content. He protects us as well, because this kind of content I'm heavily attacked as well. Don't think for a second that me not doing this, I don't get attacked spiritually, and it's massive. It's not, again, I'm not complaining, but I know God, he only gives you what you can handle, okay? So I can handle this. And so is the people from Gaza, the Congo and Sudan, even though we were tired. They are tired more because they're not in a comfortable place, or like us, that we're able to talk about this. No, they're literally live and trying to survive and trying to share the content so that we take action and continue permanently ceasefire, okay? We have to continue talking about this. We cannot let this energy die out. We have to exhaust them, starve them. Just as we starve our ego, we have to starve them. I'm not talking about, don't change my words. It's the government, the people who are capitalists, who make a lot of money during this time. A lot of money during this time, when it's not even, like triple the amount. While a lot of us have a very hard time to pay ends meet, paycheck to paycheck, trying to also be in this community of liberation, and but also dealing with attacks financially in every possible way, spiritually in every possible way, okay? That's what I'm saying. You want to be in this energy, you got to hold on to God, because no way. Anyway, so yesterday, today we're the 16th? Okay, so by the time I'm filming, this is 16, okay? So at midnight, which you felt that energy. A lot of us felt that energy. That's why, for some reason, I woke up, went to sleep, nap yesterday, woke up around 9 or something, and I felt, oh my God, I gotta eat. Ate something, and around midnight, I felt some weird ass energy. And that's why I was I couldn't sleep, and I'm like, okay, I gotta pray, I gotta meditate. And this is the energy. So there's 36. So what happened in the midnight, that's the post that I have here. 36 family members from 𝓁𝆃Prt family murdered by airstrike, waiting to have sahur. I hope I'm saying this right. Sahur. This is pre-dawn meal before fast starts. Okay, they were murdered. Okay, and this is precisely is intentional. Okay, with the 36 and the 12 a.m. Okay, and the night before and the day before, that's 6160. Okay, numbers matter for them. Okay, they're trying to remember, they are copycats. They're trying to copy God. They're trying to be like God. They're trying to be like the chosen. They're trying to be like Palestinians. They want to steal everything. They want people to forget. They want people to stay desensitized. They want people to forget, and they want people to ignore, stay in apathy. Okay, now they're also creating separation right under that. Okay, so separation of people who are in the pro-Palestine, the pro-Congo, Sudan, and stuff like that, and Yemen, to separate each other, to have a discord, okay, between each other within their own group. But it's like, why, when you're working together, you're in the same team? But there's also a separation energy, but also even within those organizations, that community and the unity that they have, which is very strong, they also have Judas. Okay, so they have to pay attention and discern their Judas within themselves. Okay, just like we're looking at our own Judas from the outside world, and we know who our Judas is. Multiple Judases, snakes, Jezebels, there's plenty of those. Okay, you have to learn this. You have to discern it. You have to test their spirit. Okay, the throat chakra block, again, the throat chakra block works with any content suppression as well, but also they do it with your throat. A lot of you've been getting sick a lot. There's a lot of situations where you're not able to create content, or you're feeling some type of like trap or something like that. That is intentional. Okay, that is part of the ritual. The stagnation, to keep you stagnant, to keep you not moving forward. Okay, and then there's the much weaker spell, I find it, is the fear and doubt. So this one you can beat it like this. How? Talk to God, prayers, meditation, and shadow work and inner work, talking to a therapist, creating content, working on your gifts and talents. That's how you beat the fears and doubts. That's how you beat anxiety and depression. It's expression, creativity, painting, dancing, swimming, bicycling, whatever, exercising, things that, but get back. It doesn't mean that you stop what we're doing to continue to amplify the voices of the Palestinian Congo, Sudan. You can do those things, but also combine it together. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing readings. I'm combining the education and continue doing what I got to do. This doesn't stop into completely permanently ceasefire and the occupation, land back, okay? Yes, and free Palestine forever. And then making sure that also there's no longer none of that again. No colonization. Decolonization also beats the fear and doubts. Actually, decolonization beats all of them. I put them like this on the three sides. Decolonization is all of them. This is why it's important. They are scared of you guys decolonizing, okay? So it says 𝓁�����Prt plus 2 sons, Basil and Mohammed, murdered by Israel strike as they were headed to the mosque for prayer. That is important, he said. Okay? So 𝓁�����Prt, I hope I said it right, and his 2 sons, Basil and Mohammed, they were important, and there's something that they needed from them, their energy, that the IOF, the Israel, the Zionists needed from him, or the dark witchcraft, the warlock, or whoever's doing the ritual. They needed something from this, and they needed exactly 36 family from 𝓁္�Prt family. So we can go deeper in that, and I can show you guys, but there's something important about this family, okay? And this is why they were concentrating on different families to wipe them out. It's because each of those people had a very bright future, something that God already had for them. And so it's okay. They are in with God right now, and they're having exactly the mission that nothing gets wasted. God does not. No, and they think they're gonna get away with this. That's the thing. That's the energy. Do not lose hope. Okay. Now he said colonization, which he showed me colonization and as like a sign, and then he said colonization is the physical, right? And then you have the spiritual. So colonization. And then he said demonic, satanic, Zionist, capitalist, and he kept putting like, you see how I put it like this? Like you have colonialism, and then you have Like he put it like this, okay? And then it thrives on silence. Okay, so I don't know if that will be the thumbnail of this, but I'm trying to see if it doesn't get flagged or anything like that, because I don't know what else to say here or anywhere else. Like, it's super hard now, like every word I say. But there's something here about that thrives on silence. So he says colonization, which is demonic, satanic, Zionist, capitalist, they thrive on silence. So those who are silent right now, you're helping the oppressor. That's basically what he's saying. And he needs you to speak up. He needs you to overcome this throat chakra block. A lot of you have divine unions as well. He kept saying a lot of y'all, divine masculine, what the fuck? Like, you have your signs already multiple times. You have a divine partner that you're supposed to be power couple, that you're supposed to be in this energy as well. This is why the enemy is attacking you and your person as well. Not so much the divine feminine, because usually the divine feminine who are doing this work, if they're not doing this work, then if you are, then your person needs to get it together. But anyways, now he said that the words that they're using to make this ritual work is these are the words that he said specifically. These are the words that the witches and dark witches and the warlocks are using. War, which is, again, this is why James, when he said genocide, is debunking the war word. And when you say genocide, because that's the truth, then automatically the ritual breaks off. So it could be anyone. I know of you, like you're in that specific area, okay, and it amplifies. It's like a ripple effect. It's like a wave. You know how you can say like a wave, we're waves, okay? So when you say it. It's not, because you have to create awareness about this. It's not a war, because they don't have guns. They don't have. There's no Hamas, okay? If there is, it's not. It's resistant. It's resistant for crazy psychopaths and criminals. They're trying to wipe them out. So excusez-moi. But it's justified the resistance, and it's also justified the rage. Let me make this clear.
When they killed the 4 kids even though they were diminutive size.
You've lied about this particular instance in the past. Those kids weren't just on the beaches, as often stated in articles. Those kids were literally coming out of a previously identified Hamas compound that they had operated from.
With all due respect, you're such a fantastic moron. It's terrifying. That wharf was filled with journalists. There were tens, scores of journalists. That was an old fisherman's shack. What are you talking about? It's so painful.
Hamas naval.
It's so painful to listen to this idiocy.
I haven't watched it, but I'm seeing a lot of talk about this Finkelstein-Morris destiny shit. And people are talking about Finkelstein losing his cool when talking to this guy who is insistent that the Israeli military doesn't target civilians. And it's so bizarre to see this insistence on propriety in people that are advocating for people to remain alive. That it's so disingenuous and it's so colonial to want to dictate the rules of engagement of a conversation when you're cheerleading for a military that does not abide by the rules of engagement in warfare. How is, this is why, when Stormzy tells the Daily Mail to suck my dick, and you have all these suits that will have opinions about the propriety of that. But just because you outsource your violence, and someone else who is enraged momentarily while advocating for peace and for justice doesn't make you not the colossal asshole in this situation. It's such a bizarre standard of morality, this veneer of niceness, as you outsource your violence comfortably.
Okay. Yeah. Like what? So we're supposed to take it? That's it? We're supposed to take the abuse as abuse, right? Yeah. Narcissists, manipulators, fucking people who benefit from capitalism, imperialistic and colonial bullshit that doesn't benefit inequality. That's really it. And we're here talking about peace, justice, equity, circular economy, sustainable future. And that's something like, wait, what? No. These people are like diseases, man. I keep seeing disease, cancer, like a cancer. And us healing ourselves working on yourself, educating yourself, and connecting in community, creating awareness with other people, exposing the truth, shading the light into the darkness, because these people, that's all they do, lie. All they do is lie. And right away, you see that lie, and people right away start acting on it. Right away, a couple months later, you see that they're lying. The same thing with UNRWA. That they closed their, oh no, they had people, the Hamas, and blah, 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 blah. And it turned out to be a fucking lie. There was no proof of that. Stop believing these people. Their credibility is zero now. This is why they're trying to buy apps. They're trying to censor. Why would they need to censor all the apps, y'all? Or the content? It's not working. So their rituals, again, debunk. Rebuke in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. He keeps saying, debunk or break it. Is what it does. Break it is the truth. So when you use the word genocide or more awareness, this is a Holocaust. This is a new Holocaust. This is an open concentration camp. He keeps saying that this is how you break the spell or the curse that they're doing. In the spell, after they do whatever rituals they're doing, but we know that they're using human sacrifice, right? This is not, a lot of us, we talk about in the past of people doing rituals like goats and animal stuff and pouring blood in people's food and the period and, that stuff that we see it in the tower that comes out. I don't know about this, so I just learned it through tower, the energy I read and I see it and he showed me in visions. But this is humans that we're talking about here. This is why it's another level of rituals that they're doing. Okay? And yes, it involves children. His mentality of the IOF and Israel and all these Zionist people who work for the devil, okay? He wants you to believe that he doesn't exist. But you're seeing it that it exists because there's people acting just like him. It has their spirit on them. Right? They have no soul, no heart. They're full of apathy and they're jealous and envious of children. Also, there's a lot of pedophilia in Israel, isn't it? Psychological abuse, sexual, mental, every type of way to degrade children so they don't grow to be God's children, which they already are by the moment they are born here. They're God's chosen. They're God's children. Why do you think Palestinians are heavily attacked right now? For the past 75 years, 76, I will say, plus 6 months. Congo, Sudan, the richest countries, and the richest one. They're meant to have all those riches, but because they're jealous and envious and they don't think that these people of color should have it, but they should have it, that's why they're doing it. With the help with, obviously, other countries that we already know that they're already helping. Shame and disgraceful. But then again, they think that that's how they'll fall. They're already falling. That's the problem. They just don't like how they're falling, though. So, but hey, we're not. We're just obedient. We have to be obedient to God because the more they continue doing this, the more they're not stopping this genocide and ending this. And continue defying and thinking that they're better than God, that they're above God. Bueno. Anyways, he said Hamas is one of the words they use. War, Hamas, anti-Semitic, October 7, and self-defense. He literally showed me in quotation like this. He wants me to show you. So anybody who tells you that, they have the demonic spirit in them, okay? And just stay away. Rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Block it if it's in your comments. Anybody who just do not engage with these people. They're already working for the enemy. They're already sent as an agent from the enemy, okay? To disrupt you, to make you some type of way, to get you rage, make sure they remember to control yourself because that's part of their job too. To make you act in a certain way, use the, manipulation, and that's part of the energy. That's the separation and the synthesize, okay? To use that and say you see, That's how that you see why we can't do that? You see why, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's part of their white supremacy and colonial also manipulation tactic. And white supremacy has a lot of history of Kabbalah and satanic rituals in the background as well. It was this shit is not, they're born, they're taught this stuff. So these are heavy cults, heavy dark covens, okay? Pretending to be either Jewish or Christian, evangelist. Like I told you, spirituality has the light side and has the dark side. And most of the people who are thinking that they're gonna get something out of the dark side, they have another thing coming, okay? They're cursing themselves and they're cursing their own lineage, their own families as well, okay? So unfortunately, it sucks that those who are doing this stuff in the present and they don't have kids, or even if they do have, those are the ones who are going to be paying for the karmic debt, not only this lifetime but the next. Then they have other ways that they will not be on this planet anymore. But I'm sure that they will never come back for another lifetime. That's for sure. That's guaranteed. That those who are doing what they're doing, the genocide on every different countries, like they think that they have their billions now, but they will never come back here. So enjoy it. And I would suggest to stop, because what's coming in the afterlife, it's not as you think it is. And you can't take your billions, huh? You can't take your houses, you can't take your big cars, you know, your plastic surgery is not gonna go through. Yeah. And God is going to make sure a lot of these people who have participating in this stuff, that they pay a little bit extra and we get to watch. I'm seeing Psalm 23. Yes, he is going to prepare a table in front of our enemies, okay? So don't worry, Palestinians. Don't worry, Congo and Sudan. It is going to be over soon in the name of Jesus, inshallah. Okay? Just keep having that hope and the faith. He's working a lot in the background, I'm telling you. Okay? So yeah, that's about that. So be aware of this. When they say war, Hamas, just block those words, because that's part of the ritual, okay? So right away you start believing like, oh, but Hamas, no. Hamas is the resistance. Are you kidding me? You're gonna let people beat you and kill all your family? What? For how long now? And we're just supposed to take it, right? Right? Please. Educate yourself. Anti-Semitic. It's not anti-Semitic to criticize the Zionists and the governments who are funding this genocidal, maniac, psychopathic situation, murdering stuff, okay? It's not. And don't let people gaslight you for that. It is anti-Semitic if you have something against Jewish people. Because Jewish people are not, real Jew are not Zionists. Remember that. That is important. That's part of the debunking and that's part of breaking the curse. Okay? Because they are using the Jewish religion to cover their shit. Also, they're using Christianity. So a lot of Christians right now not talking about this, those prophets and stuff like that. You are helping the devil, even though you say that you hear God and you hear this, but you can take your platform and speak the truth, especially those who say they have dreams and they're very connected to God, but you can't talk about what you really see in the background. Shame on you, man. Shame. What a waste of talent and gifts. But again, God does it, what he takes away, he replaces. So he's probably giving it to other people, and a lot of these people that I'm connected to God. Are you sure it's God that you're connected to? Or is the other one that tried to imitate him? Use your discernment. You'll need it. Especially if you haven't talked about this for the past 5 months, I would suggest you really need to do some fasting. And I really think you should educate yourself. There's still hope for you. It's never too late. Okay? Especially those who have large platforms, especially celebrities, you have nothing to lose. Nothing. You will not lose contract. You will not, even people who just started their career, they start talking about this and they're still fine. Yeah, they're losing a little couple bucks, they're losing a couple contracts, but they're getting better contracts now. Rejection is divine protection and realignment. And Palestine is doing a lot of us a favor right now. All we're asking you is to speak up about this. Okay? Help us with the algorithm. Help us fight the misinformation. If If you don't have any information, go look at the videos down on the description below. Post it in your story, on your community board. Come on. It doesn't take long to literally not be cursed like these people. I am trying to tell you, help you, but I'm done with this shit. I cannot be doing this all the time. A lot of y'all, every time, every day that you're silent about this, you're cursing more and more. Your finances, your health, your vitality. And the more addictive you are, the more shitty karmic situation that you're still in, that you know that you shouldn't be, the worse it's gonna be for you. I just feel bad for y'all. That's all. But no more. My energy needs to be somewhere else. Okay, now. This is the other stuff.
News you might have missed because we've been focusing on the US TikTok ban, and maybe that's the point. They're kidnapping 7-year-old girls in the West Bank. We don't know why, but amidst horrific reports of SA amongst other things, we can assume. They killed a 13-year-old boy for lighting a firework in the West Bank. Not at people, in a open space. They shot him in cold blood. They started bombing Rafah, like they said they would at the start of Ramadan. Literally where millions of people are residing trying to be safe. Since the first Flower Massacre, where they opened fired on hungry civilians trying to get aid, there have been 8 Flower Massacres. There have been 8 separate times where they have opened fired on people seeking aid. Speaking of aid, the US airdrops, their pride and joy, destroyed solar panels in a hospital that like stopped it from functioning because they're so disastrous. Also, several reports have come out that they actually tortured UN workers in order to get them to confess to being Hamas. They literally tortured UN workers to get them to confess in order to cut aid to a UN relief organisation globally. The US hopes to build a naval aid distribution, I don't even know what to call it. They're basically colonizing part of Palestine, we assume for oil or for something else. They're saying it's to facilitate aid to get in. Obviously the security is going to be run by Israel, so aid isn't going to get in. But the fact that the US is wasting like millions, if not billions, to build this like floating aid security area, rather than just saying to Israel, we're not going to fund you until you let aid in, is fucking ridiculous. And in the past 2 days alone, over 160 Palestinians have died, with hundreds more injured. So yes, whilst we should definitely be talking about TikTok, we should also still be talking about Palestine.
I don't understand why more publications and people are not talking about this. This is access. The US building a port in Gaza is access to their lands, access to their natural resources, access to exploit these people. Why are people not talking about this? This is not for aid, to bring aid into Gaza to help these people. As we speak, they are bombing aid trucks. Anytime the Palestinians are running to the aid trucks that make it inside, they bomb and unalive people. In Ramadan, they're still doing this. So this is not about aid. This is not about aid. This is about access. This is about having permanent entryway into the land of these people. Crazy. Mind you, they're working with the Israelis to make this happen. They're building this port with the Israelis, and they refuse to disclose that because they want to be all secretive, but we know, okay? This needs more outrage. People need to talk about this more. This is, when the US comes to help any nation because they need help, aid or anything, they never leave. They never leave, and they exploit those people. They take everything from those people, and they keep them dangled in their finger by making sure that these conflicts continue so they can always rely on them for aid while they're stealing from these people. We need to talk about this. I feel like a lot of people need to talk about this because this is scary, and this is the beginning of them establishing their presence in this this land and exploiting these people and their natural resources. This is all about power, money, and it's just, come on, people. We need to talk about this.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we will. We're going to go in part 2 because this got too long. I'm going to tap into the energies of part 2. So if you're interested to know, we're going to talk about the astrology, how it's compared to astrology. There's more videos that are attached to this, okay? They don't want you guys to know that it's through tarot, okay? There's something definitely that they don't want, okay? That this is coincidence, is fortune telling. They want to demonize this. Now blaming like, oh, you're not reading the truth, or, you know, I'm combining the energy with actual things that are happening in the physical. So we're doing the spiritual and the physical together at this very moment, okay? And they can do nothing about that. So I'll see you in part 2. Free Palestine.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. See you squirm, see you perspire.
Que cambie en mí a causa de Gaza. Nada es lo mismo en mi vida. Este genocidio me enseñó que el mundo es injusto. Para aquellos que sufren hace más de 75 años el hostigamiento y el ataque de los colonos israelíes, de los agresores sionistas. Las veces que he llorado desconsoladamente ha sido ver a miles de madres y padres ser despojados de sus propios hijos, y que pese a todo eso, ellos continúan luchando por sobrevivir. Realmente me deja sin palabras, porque yo, siendo madre de 2 hijos, sé que no sobreviviría sin ellos. Un pueblo que nos enseñó que no todo es como se nos ha contado, que Es un pueblo que hace muchos años lucha por su libertad. Por eso mismo, de río al mar, Palestina será libre.